Hi, and welcome to In the Front Row, all things news, reviews, and interviews. My name's Jamie Lee, and joining me on the channel today, I have the lovely Susan Gallagher, who Cobra Kai fans would recognize as Homeless Lynn, and Marvel fans would recognize as the Lamentian from the Loki series. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No worries. I love having you on. I love that in the introduction there, I said that, people would recognize you as those characters when in reality, a lot of them wouldn't recognize you, right?
Right. Yeah, I thought that was funny when you said that. I thought, well, I don't know about that because the hair and makeup departments do a fabulous job, and the costuming is incredible for both Loki, Marvel's Loki, and Cobra Kai, of course. So, yeah. People don't recognize me on the street is either one of those characters. Yes.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, yet. I have a funny story about that. I'm in a Cobra Kai group and somebody posted like a Susan Gallagher like appreciation post. And somebody got on there. But yeah, it was very sweet. And somebody went on there and wrote, like, she's beautiful, but I'm going to have to report it because it's not relevant to Cobra Kai. And I was just laughing, like, this guy has no idea that is, like, the lady from Cobra Kai. It was quite funny.
Digging in the trash can, right?
Right.
She's absolutely filthy from head to toe, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about if you're having a bad hair day or, you're just not feeling it that day. You've gained a pound or two. It just really doesn't matter because it's Homeless Lynn.
Yeah. That was going to be one of the things that I mentioned, with the hair and makeup. How long does that actually take to get you, looking beautiful like you are now to homeless, basically?
It takes quite a while. I start normally in the makeup chair, and that's probably hour and a half.
Wow.
They literally put dirt makeup all over me, obviously all over my face and my neck, my décolleté, and then my hands and my arms and the nails, and even like underneath my nails, in between my fingers. And I think it was season 2 where Lynn is sitting on the curb, and that's when she asked Gianni, "You taking me home with you, baby?" And then she does the cat call.
Yeah.
I had on, Lynn had on a skirt, and she likes the layered look. So she had on a couple of vests and her shirt. And then she had on those cut off sweatpants. So they were kind of like capri sweatpants underneath her skirt. So they showed like half of my leg. And then they wanted to show my feet.
Really?
And yes. And so my legs were filthy, and my feet and my toenails, everything was just absolutely filthy. It was hilarious. But they had, Frank, the costumer, had purchased a pair of brand new little comfy bedroom shoes, and he dirtied them up. I mean, they take a lot of time and love and creativity into all of the wardrobes, right? All of the costuming. Yeah. So he had dirtied them up, but they were brand new and so comfortable. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're paying me. Yeah, I can't believe they're paying me to do this. I can hang out here all day. So anyway, he sent pictures to the big 3, John, Josh, and Hayden, for approval. They were like, no, they're not dirty enough. He had to get dirty. My bedroom sleep. Yeah. So if you're ever watching that, check out Lynn's bedroom slippers, and you'll see they're actually very dirty. But I tell you what takes the longest is to clean up, to go home.
Right. Well, I was going to ask you, did you clean up there, or did you like go home to your husband and be like, you want to take me home, baby? That's what I would have done, being cheeky, but you get changed there on set.
Yeah. My husband, he's like, when do I get to sleep with Lynn? It's like, okay.
Dirty Lynn?
Dirty Lynn.
Oh,
well, she is somewhat provocative. So
she is very,
yeah, she's sassy. The first couple of years, I was having to go home. We were up in the North Carolina mountains where we have a home, and we're there part of the year. So that's about a 4-hour drive from Atlanta, where we film.
Right.
And and I'd be in a hurry to get on home and get on the road before it got too late or whatever. And if it was late, then I would just go back to a hotel. But even if I'm going back to a hotel in Atlanta, I mean, I can't walk into a lobby looking like that. So
True.
the first time, I because you don't want to like cause any problems. You want to do your job and then get out, right? So I go to leave and I'm in my car and I'm thinking, because I was going to drive home to Asheville that time, and I realized how I looked, and I was like, God, I can't even go in Starbucks. What am I going to do here?
Oh, dear.
So, I'm like trying to do something with my hair, and, I had some wet wipes. And so,
Clean yourself
it's
up a
like,
bit.
okay, I got to plan a little better. So now the hair and makeup department, they are so wonderful, especially the makeup department. They have all kind of cleaning materials, and they help me to
Oh, that's
clean.
so
They'll
good.
be cleaning my legs. Yeah, and I'll do my face, and the hair department, they back brush my hair almost like dreads.
Yeah.
And if you watch, her hair looks a little different each time, because what was happening is in the beginning when she looked really good, which I actually prefer that first season the way Lynn looked. They were really back brushing a lot, and it was kind of setting up knots and dreads and that kind of thing, and it was becoming difficult for me to get out,
Yeah, for sure.
to get those knots out. So they've been a little bit more mindful of that.
Yeah. You poor
It's all
thing.
good. No, are you kidding? I love every minute of it.
For sure. You can tell, you just come across as, like, I know your character is supposed to be this sassy, lady, but yeah, just the way that you act it, you're very...
Lady. She's no lady. She's no lady.
She's probably not.
Lady.
I really love her. Oh, a lot of people really love her. Like, you've got such a big fan base now, on Instagram and stuff. There's like Instagram pages like dedicated to Homeless Lynn.
Yeah. And on Facebook, some of the fans started a Homeless Lynn, a Cobra Kai's Homeless Lynn page.
Right.
And it's run by the fans. And you guys are just absolutely wonderful. And I don't know if it's partly because so many people were huge Karate Kid fans, and what that movie kind of represented, and how it touched people's lives in such a special way. And so it attracted a nice, fan base, and it's just sort of carried on into Cobra Kai, because I have very little rudeness, but I mean, you're always going to have a little bit, but very, not much. Everybody is just genuinely happy that the guys created this show, and it's the continuation of these movies that everybody loves so much.
Yeah. And is it true that the fans actually like named you? Like, you're originally just supposed to be Lynn? Is that right?
Yeah. Her name is Lynn. It's straight up Lynn. You can look on IMDb. But what was happening too is the first couple of years, people did not know, because they had not established Lynn's name in the show yet. So people would look through the cast list, and if they're possibly looking for this homeless woman, I mean, there's a professional headshot of mine up, so which I look nothing like the Lynn in Cobra Kai, so they don't get it. They're like, Lynn, oh, I don't know who that is, blah blah blah. So very early on, it went from Lynn to Homeless Lynn.
Yeah. And so on the scripts now, is it Homeless Lynn, or does it just say like Lynn?
That's a good question. I think it's Lynn.
Still Lynn? Okay.
I think it is Lynn. And I mean, I'm fine going back to Lynn if people, it would be nice if we could establish the name.
Yeah.
So people would know. Oh, because a lot of people don't even know her name. I mean, I don't have that many fans. I'm grateful for the ones I have. But I mean, we have so many fans that there's a whole lot of people that have no idea her name is Lynn, Homeless Lynn, whatever. Yeah. So it's all good. But I think I think it was Hayden who he was talking something about a music video, and I can envision Homeless Lynn, doing something in the background. And he referred to her as Homeless Lynn on Twitter. Right. I think it was. Yeah, somebody sent it to me. Right. And I thought, well, there you go. Hayden called me Homeless Lynn.
Yep. He might have to change the script for you, so you've got that little title at the beginning there. I wanted to talk to you. I know you can't say a lot about obviously season 5, but I just want to throw my theory out there and then ask a question about that. So, um, I heard that you had a little bit of experience with martial arts in your personal life. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yeah. I'm a black belt, but it was many years ago. Everybody in my family, we're all black belts, and I was in training with my daughter and my son for our second degree, and I got about halfway through, and I was having some problems with my feet and
Okay.
my ankles, and I developed these cysts around my ankles. It's probably pretty common. I've heard some other martial artists say that, and just doing the spinning hook kicks and being on the balls of your feet and your toes so much. So, um, but I still do kickboxing, and I love it. I love that.
Yep, that's good. Because
Yeah.
of that, my theory was that, the big three might include Homeless Lynn eventually. Silver's got the cash now and he's branching out. You could buy a lot of burritos with the money that Terry Silver has, right? He might open up a dojo and you could be the first female
Amen to
sensei.
that.
We don't know. My question though is, would you like to have a bit more backstory, I guess, or do you like being like the comedic relief for Johnny when he comes back, I guess?
Yeah, it has been such a blast to give Johnny Lawrence a hard time. We have a lot of fun with
Oh,
that bantering, that energy between those two characters.
you
It's
can
just,
tell.
yeah, it's pretty authentic. But I mean, I think as an actress, you always hope that they will expand your role and develop your character. And there's been so many wonderful theories about Lynn's backstory
Yeah,
but you know what? These guys are such geniuses. Probably nobody could come close to what they could come up with.
100%. Yeah.
So I just trust them. I mean, they obviously have a lot of other characters that they're having to focus on, and they're not always at the Reseda little mini mart in the little strip mall there. They're not always there.
Yeah.
But then, Lynn showed up in the soup kitchen, so she gets around.
She does.
But
Yep.
yeah, so I hope, and I think she's an interesting character. I think she does add to the show because Johnny Lawrence and a lot of them have so much drama. So
Yeah.
I think the comic relief is needed. And
Yeah.
I think an tough old broad, kind of adds a little more color and flavor to the mix.
Yeah. And it is very authentic, like you said, you can tell that you and Billy have, just I wouldn't say chemistry, but the banter is so real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think one reason too is that Lynn thinks she's smarter than Billy, which she may be, and she thinks that if he's not careful, he's going to end up in the gutter with Lynn. And Lynn chooses to be there. She plays by her own rules,
Yeah.
and I mean, because just think about it. In episode 1, season 1, she thought he was hustling coin at her mart.
Yeah.
This was her territory. She thought he was some homeless dude, and he's like, "I'm not homeless. That's my car."
Yeah.
So, she thought that he was, she thought he was another bum on the street, right?
Yeah. She's very, very resourceful. So you've played a resourceful
Very
woman.
resourceful.
Yeah, on Cobra Kai, but also like I would compare that also to your Loki character. You know what I mean? Like a resourceful and like strong, woman on the Loki series as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that woman, the Lamentian Homesteader, because she outlived her husband.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, when Loki approaches her home, and she's not having anything to do with them, and then Loki sees the picture of the photo with her husband, and so he morphs into that, or whatever they call it. I can't even remember, but and then in the picture, if you notice, and I bet some of these Marvel fans have noticed because they're so good, But my character, and she's the one holding the weapon in that photo.
Really?
He is, if you look, he's actually standing a little behind her. She's in front. She's the badass.
She's the boss. Yeah.
Yeah. She outlived him. So
I love that scene that you're in there. You know, it must have been a blast working with the Lokis.
Sorry about that.
Don't be. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I did too.
literally, yeah, with my futuristic gun. It was such a blast to blast both of them.
Yes.
Both Lokis. Oh, it was absolutely incredible.
Can you tell me a little bit about the audition for that? Like, were they looking for a certain role, or like, did you have to, do a talking audition? How did that go down?
The audition was actually pre-COVID. So if I remember correctly, I went to my buddy's studio and it was a live audition. Whereas, the last few years, we just do virtual auditions like on Zoom and on my phone. And, Matt Lewis will tape, he'll talk and, he'll do the other lines. And, but my buddy had, he's a great actor. So he's very helpful at coaching and working with you. I mean, just really getting into the scene.
Yeah.
He had some kind of, I think it was kind of a tripod, and I held it, but I held it, of course, below the camera. So, it doesn't look weird.
Yeah.
But I used that as a weapon, and I just owned it.
You did.
And I did. I loved every minute of it. And most people would never think that somebody that looks like me would play a part like that. But I'll tell you what, Homeless Lynn and Cobra Kai has proven to my agents and to a lot of casting directors and directors that I will go there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go there. I don't care what I look like. And the crazier or the tougher, the meaner, the more challenging, the better. I like it. So, I think we went through that whole scene. It was a pretty intense kind of thing. And they booked me directly from tape. I didn't even have a callback.
Wow. That is so good.
I know, but it was a while, normally for TV, but see, that was a limited edition, a limited series, just with 6 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So they had more time to make their casting decisions, and I had forgotten about it, let it go on to the next thing, kind of, and I was just so thrilled when I got it. But it was such just an honor to be part of the Marvel universe finally.
Yes.
That you don't want to get you don't want to set yourself up and get your expectations up. Oh, this would be so great.
Yeah.
I want to be on this show so badly. I want to work with Tom, blah, blah. I want to work with
Of course.
Kate, female director. Yay.
Yeah.
So you just, you can't put yourself through that. You can't set it up like that. So you just do your job, try to enjoy the process, which is the audition.
Yeah.
And, if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Yeah. And were you a fan of like Marvel before you applied for that? Like, do you genuinely like Loki?
I do. I find his character quite interesting. And of course, everybody loves Thor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not a diehard, but yeah, I'm a fan. I mean, who's not, right?
Yeah. I mean, I spoke to you before this show about like our love for Loki. We went as the variants last year. Got my little.
I love it.
And it's broken off exactly like Sylvie's, which is very sweet. And then my husband made the scepter. I think it might still turn on.
Oh my gosh. That is a work of art.
So cool.
What is that made? Is that made out of like styrofoam or
yeah, it's like cosplay foam basically. And put it all well, I didn't put it all together. My husband made this one, but yeah, it's so cool. And then like I don't even know what this is, to be honest. I think we found like a baby bottle, like one of my daughter's like baby toys, and put a light in it there. And it's so cool, so much fun.
That is so artistic. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, that's legit.
And yeah, we had fun with that.
Yeah. Has your daughter seen my episode?
No, she hasn't.
Or is she too little?
Oh no, she watches some stuff, but her big thing, I don't even know why, because he's like I haven't watched Captain America for a while, but she really loves Captain America.
Oh,
That's
does
just
she?
her thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Very
Yeah,
sweet.
that's
And
great.
Spider-Man, she calls him Spider-Man, which is very
Oh,
sweet.
that's
Yeah.
fun. She's adorable.
Very cute. So yeah,
Yeah.
you did like Loki. Who would you say is your favorite superhero?
Yeah. I mean, Thor's pretty cool.
Thank you.
But I mean, Tom Hiddleston is great to work with. And I'll tell you a little inside thing that he does before every time that we would get ready to shoot. Right before she would say action, he would like run in place as fast as he could. He would do like 20, 25, 30 push-ups, like really, really fast. I mean, he is so fit, number one. I mean, this guy's fitness level is just incredible. But, it's just so interesting for me to watch these people, especially at this level of success in their careers, and just see how they work and to take notes of what they do to sort of get themselves into that character and, to work their process a little bit. And that's what he does, physical kinds of things.
That is so crazy. And then he just comes up and like produces his lines.
Yes.
Wow. So if we see Homeless Lynn in some shots doing some push-ups, we shouldn't be alarmed. You're just warming up.
Right. Yeah, maybe. She'd probably be, snacking at the food table.
Yeah, on the donuts and the burritos.
Yeah, she doesn't miss a meal.
For sure.
And if you notice, no one ever gives her money.
Yeah.
It's funny, but she doesn't miss a meal.
Yeah. Are you able to tell me a little bit about like the CGI? Is that your first experience working with CGI, or have you done work with that before?
I haven't. The whole Marvel set, the whole Loki set was like from another world. I've never experienced anything quite like that. It was enormous.
Yeah.
It's just in a completely different league than anything that you can imagine. I mean, even the green screen, and I mean the whole set, and I mean, it employs hundreds of people, and everybody is like at the top of their game that's working on this show. And I mean, from the sound department to the costume department to of course, the hair and makeup, but the construction, is unbelievable, because they were building this planet, Lamentus.
Yep.
And I mean, you saw my house, that futuristic looking home. And I mean, it was real. And that futuristic gun that I blasted them with, I mean, it was heavy.
So you actually held something.
Yeah. I mean, they do some stuff in green screen, but this was all us. It was, legit.
Wow.
And it was incredible. And I'll tell you this, with Sylvie and with Tom, their characters, when I blast them, they're like strapped in one of those harness type things that the stunt coordinators take great pride and care in hooking up. And they're hooked up to this huge, I don't know what you call it, because I'm not in the stunt world.
Yeah.
But when I would shoot them, it would jerk them back. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was real. And, they had to do that a few times. So.
Wow, that's really interesting. So interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with, like the filming side of things at all, and, never dealt with, effects or CGI or anything, but it's so interesting to me to see like how much, detail and how much work actually goes on, like to make one scene, let alone, a whole movie or series.
Yeah. And I mean, what they ended up using in my scene in episode 3, it was still, I mean, it was a 2-minute scene, and they had cut it down. It was even longer than that.
Yeah, right.
So I'm grateful that they kept what they did, because you never know. you can end up on the editing room floor and not even be in the show.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
I was grateful, and they were so lovely.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah,
good.
Tom was great.
He's so beautiful. Yeah.
He's so nice and so professional and affirming, and just he was great.
Yeah.
Great to
Oh,
work
that's
with.
so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had a little chat about Cobra Kai and Loki. Is there any other projects that you've got coming up that you'd like to share with us? Any other things you're working on?
Well, I just wrapped on a feature film starring Pierce Brosnan and James Caan called Fast Charlie. And
Wow.
yeah, if you know who he is, he was 007 in 4 of the James Bond movies, and Thomas Crown Affair. And, he's been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
And it was directed by the great Philip Noyce, who did Clear and Present Danger and Salt with Angelina Jolie, and just lots and lots of wonderful big feature films. And that was an absolute blessing, and came at a great time. And I just was honored to be part of that cast, and to work with people of such success and such creativity and talent. When you've got great writing, it is just such a thrill to be able to try to bring some truth to those characters, and to bring the words on the page to life. And it was living the dream. We shot in New Orleans. Yeah. And Pierce Brosnan is the loveliest man, so professional. He's a wonderful family man.
Yeah.
He is just so talented, and so grounded in his acting. And it was just, Philip Noyce was absolutely incredible. It's like he was holding a master class, because he's just so talented and so experienced, and just love Philip. Love him. The whole cast and crew was just absolutely incredible.
Oh, that's so good. Before I let you go, I'd like to play a quick little game.
Okay.
The Fast Five. What's your favorite show that you're watching at the moment?
Probably Outlander.
Favorite food?
The dark chocolate.
Favorite musician?
Like Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, Bruno Mars, Alicia Keys.
Favorite animal?
Dogs.
And the last question is, what's your favorite saying?
One day at a time. Because really, and the older I get, the more I realize that it is one day at a time. It will always be one day at a time. That's all any of us have.
That's right. Yeah.
If we've got one foot in yesterday and one foot in tomorrow, then we're missing out on today and in this moment. So
yeah. Oh, that's really beautiful. Speaking of this moment, I totally loved this moment, this chat. I really appreciated you coming on.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for being so patient with my crazy schedule and everything. I really appreciate it. It's very nice to see you.
Yeah, thanks. Nice to see you too. Okay, so hopefully we will see you on Cobra Kai season 5. If not, you're definitely going to be on our screen soon. So yeah, thanks again for the chat.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.